is that thing yellow? Okay. Hello. Welcome to the All In podcast with Nate Peo. I'm your host, Nate Peo. Today I'm joined with Alex Vonderhaar. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Alex has been executing social advertising and marketing before the term was cool. He used to call it his hourly day job. Clock in, clock out, combining neuroscience and psychology background into the digital marketing and advertising landscape, unlike anyone else in the world. He provides training and consulting to help B2B organizations master the digital sales of marketing to their community. Alex has done extensive consulting and training over the past few years for B2B, B2B, B2C companies, nonprofits, and even some local school districts on how to build and grow their digital channels. Welcome to the show, Alex. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. It's
No.
interesting to be on this side of the camera from you because last time I had you on my podcast.
It is always. Have you ever done that where you get on on somebody's show and you're like, "Hey, whose podcast are we on? Are we on yours? Are we on mine?" Like, I'm not quite sure who's doing the interviewing, and like, let's just roll with it. So
Yeah,
cool. So you got into, we've talked before. So you haven't been into digital marketing for too long as a full time business, but you take an interesting approach to it. You're bringing psychology, you're bringing neuroscience to it. What's your background that led you to bringing this to marketing, and how is it different than what I guess every other social media marketing agency is out there trying to do?
totally. So my background is actually in neuroscience and psychology. It's what my degrees are in. Um, I never thought I'd be a digital marketer. Never had any interest in owning my own business. Uh, from what I understood at that point of me in my life, but looking back, I saw all the clues that really led to me doing that. Even as a kid, I was a guy out there shoveling driveways every snow day during the summer, mowing grass for people, the traditional entrepreneur route that, none of us see it coming, but then it's like, oh, but that makes total sense. So I went through, did the college thing, got the good boy route that everybody says you have to go through, get the degree, get the paper, and the promised land's on the other side. Learned through a real hard kick in the nuts that that's not the case, and that it really wasn't what the promised land was said to be. So I got out of college, got the 4 year degrees, and I'm sitting there saying, I can't get anything past a minimum wage job. In the state of Ohio at the time, it was 8.15 an hour. So I had to take it and run because it's the only thing that was offered to me. And it was at a flotation therapy tank company. So we were selling float therapy. And after being in the business a while with them, we started to understand that digital marketing was going to be our way forward for this company and that we had to learn how to do it. So out of necessity, I turned from a tank wipe into somebody that was learning digital marketing. And in that process, I truly started to get a grasp of how much of my psychology and neuroscience background truly plays into human behavior on the consumer side of it, looking at price offerings, looking at messaging, copy, images, website design, web flow, everything around digital marketing, and how there's actual science and research, but inside the field of neuromarketing already, and how I was seeing the effects of this start to play out over an 18-month period. And in that 18 months, we brought them from a lot of money in debt up to 2.2 million in sales using Instagram, Google, Facebook, content posting, website optimization. And it was the stacking of these things that truly added up to great success. So in that, I started to climb within the company, but my pay didn't climb. I was still an hourly employee. I was managing 2 brick and mortar locations. I was managing about 8 employees, and I was making minimum wage just like they were, but I had all this extra responsibility. And I really didn't see a path forward. And after a lot of conversations with the business owner, I was like, look, man, like this is not what I need to be compensated for the level of work I'm doing. I literally made you a multimillionaire in the last year and a half, and I need to survive. I'm barely making ends meet. My girlfriend and I are living in my mom's basement. Like, situation's not pretty type of thing. So I went out in January 1 of 18. We started Hidden Falls Media, and even then, I didn't market myself as a neuro marketer. Even then, I just wanted to help people thrive on social media accounts because that's what I knew I was doing. Um, I was looking at the psych and neuroscience research, but I didn't think business owners would really gravitate or hold on to that because psychology is such an interesting behavioral study that I didn't make the association that businesses and business owners are fascinated in human psychology until probably about a year ago, even within my business. And that's really when we started to lay into the idea of what we truly are doing is taking neuroscience and psychology research, applied consumer behavior, and looking at how do we translate that into digital marketing efforts. And that's really what we've focused on for the last 3 years, but only just recently have we really gotten that messaging and that branding down.
How does that, in an example format of, maybe talk about like what that means? Because to me it's like, okay, of course, like if you understand the brain, you understand the psychology, it sounds like, hey, that's going to have an advantage of what my marketing message is, but at the same time it feels complex and it feels like hard to grasp, and like, why does this thing work versus, just what other people are doing, or how is it any different?
Yeah, totally. That's a really, really good question that I don't think anybody's asked me before. A lot of it comes down to looking at behavioral patterns and pattern interruption. And it's not easy stuff to grasp initially, but anybody can grasp it. And we teach a lot of it to a lot of other marketers and business owners, which is how do we look at what are your customers' habitual patterns, both in the store, online, on your social media accounts? What are they doing? And what's that pattern of how they're interacting with you? And then on social media, I mean, you've got, and you know this, Nate, because you're on there all the time, you've got a split second to grab their attention and pull them into what you're saying and bring value to them in that first few seconds. And that's something I want to get into as well within psychology of how do we start to look at bringing value. But looking at that and seeing how do we create messaging, imagery, video, website layout that's meant to pull people in and get them to pull down. All great copywriters are mesmerized by this skill set, and because they're after the same thing too, which is each line has to pull their attention further and further down the page. We're doing that with digital marketing in a sense too, but instead of moving them down a page of something that they have to read, we're moving them through a website or through a landing page or through an online experience that's truly unique.
Very cool. And you're right, like we as humans tend to get bored very easily. And there's a book, I think it's called Story Brand. I think this is where it's talked about. And it's like, it's basically like your monkey brain from evolution is just going, friend or foe, where are the limited resources of our energy going to be resolved and spent? And so if something's like really complex or hard to understand, or doesn't provide like this immediate pain solution, then we tend to ignore it and push it over. But if it's, hey, that's a pain point I'm experiencing, I need to know more, I need to hear more. And like, there's a reason why all this copy that we all go, oh, it's so pitchy, it's so tacky copy, but it's been around forever because it's what draws attention. But at the same time, we hate using it, right? And we want to find a better way to convey our message without feeling like we're, just a flim flam, trying to screw somebody out some money. So how do you get that message across and show people like, hey, this is why your message doesn't resonate, and this is why it should, and how do we get down that path?
Yeah, that's exactly feeding into what I was talking about. We market based off of the 6 human needs that Tony Robbins talks about a lot. So looking at that, the idea of certainty, uncertainty slash novelty, so something new, exciting. Certainty being exactly what it is. It sounds like there's a path forward. There's clear. The person who's saying it is 100% certain this is the way things need to be done, aka the experts of how things work. We have the idea of significance, which plays a huge role into the ego, both from the consumer role and from a business owner and business brand role. We have growth, contribution, significance, love, belonging, connection. When we start to layer these elements into our messaging and into our websites and into our copy and into our imagery, we really see powerful feedback loops start to open up and close. And one of the things that we learn within human behavior is that people don't like things to be left open, right? If
Hmm.
I start a story, you're going to get really frustrated if I bring you to the climax of the story where there's a pivotal moment where the hero or the character or the archetype has to make a key fundamental decision and then I shut the movie off. You're going to say, WTH, I'm out, right? How many people are leaving those feedback loops open and they're all over your messaging and branding? So of course you're not converting on your website or your social media accounts. You're not opening and closing loops appropriately through good storytelling. Donald Miller is an amazing, amazing storyteller and has captivated that story brand element. And it's one of the basic fundamental books for good good and basic understanding of neuromarketing, we recommend all of his stuff to people because it's so fundamental and good copy, good messaging, good website development, and it's all backed by science. So that's an amazing place to start and an amazing resource for that.
Yeah, I love that book, and the book I like even better than How to Build a Story Brand is Marketing Made Simple.
Yeah,
And, and I think it's page
right
50.
here in front of me all day.
Yeah, it's page 57, right? And you open that up to I think page 57, and it's got the wireframe pieces you need to have in your website, right? But I find it being is that
Dude,
like
you're an OG. I yanked that right open and it's right there. How awesome is that?
but you go right through the list, and whether it's a website or whether it's a piece of social media copy or even just writing a post, like I've tried to follow that story. What are the stakes? What is the solution? Why am I the guy? Like you kind of follow through it and you get practice, and you start seeing it. You're like wondering why. Like I would post stuff on LinkedIn a lot, and some posts would get traction, some would not, and I'd be like, why is it not like real? Like what made that one go and what made this one not? But as soon as I started following kind of like this storytelling format, I started having a lot more consistency in the results. It didn't really matter what the content was, the topic was, it still would engage and still would resonate with people. And the more I did it that way, the better I became. And so it's pretty easy to just start following this template and then transfer that to every message you're putting out there. Um, the way we tell stories, I think there's been a lot of talk. A lot of people go from like, hey, we're not branding experts, we're storytellers. And that's maybe, I don't know, like buzzword around here, but it's really true that like we start telling better stories, we become more engaged, but those stories are embedded in who we are as humans at the neurological and psychological well-being. So
Right, because it used to be our primary source of education. So we have a bias to understand story. Our beings are built to understand stories because it's how we used to survive. Hey, Johnny went and ate this plant. Johnny came home, he worked on his field, and he dropped dead 2 hours later. Right?
mm-hmm.
It's not, hey, that specific phenotype and genotype of bush is not good for you. Don't eat that. It's, hey, Johnny went and ate that. He started to feel these symptoms, and now he's not feeling good. Now he's dead in his field.
Mm-hmm. You remember it a little bit better. So I want to back up a little bit and go back to your story of leaving your minimum wage job to go start a business. Like I want to get your mindset of taking that leap of faith that you can do it. And I want to talk about it maybe two aspects. So everybody's always scared to leave a job and go start a business. And there's almost like two things. It's like if you make too much money, it's hard to do it too because you're like, hey, I gotta leave this job that's paying me. I have steady money. It's this much money. It's a lot to recoup. But at the same time, when you're just at minimum wage, it's still scary as well. But at the same time, you kind of go, you know, either way, doesn't matter. Like you can always go back to doing that job you were doing and probably get compensated close to it for somewhere else if you don't work out as a business. But so many of us are scared to do it. What was your thought process of leaving this minimum wage job? Did you have fears or were you just like, hey, I gotta do something better with my life?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said there weren't still fears about running a business, right? As we're growing and building and creating other revenue streams for our clients and for ourselves, it's that constant kind of anxiety. And I think even when you talk to business owners that have been in the game and the chase for 20 years, they still say, and they'll wake up and say, I'm afraid it's all going to be stolen away from me at any moment. Even though it would take months and months to rip the system down for that to happen, I think that's a main motivating driver for people is that, it wasn't a clean break for me when I went and transitioned from that job into running my own business. In between there, I did door-to-door sales. I was the guy that came and knocked on your door and said, hey, can I see your energy bill to see if you're using green energy or if you're still burning dinosaur bones? And I did that for a few months, got run off the road by a car, called my boss, said, hey, I broke my glasses, broke the screen on my cell phone and on the iPad, so I can't sell your product. He said, oh, just go out there and knock door to door and do it anyway. You'll be okay. And that was a moment of like, okay, like obviously the boss doesn't really care about who I am, what I'm doing, or who I am as a person and my well-being. That's a clear indication we got to bounce out of here. I've seen that path before. So then after that, I took a very short-term job doing working at a call center just to get money in to try to fund the business. And I saw corporate life from the inside and what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. And it instantly kind of woke me up and said, man, I can't imagine working for anybody else that isn't me, because I see so much just lack of connection, lack of personability, lack of somebody willing to build and mentor somebody up, instead of just, hey, sit here for 8 to 10 hours. You're going to do these 2 to 3 menial tasks that are going to be highly repetitive, and there's no clear future for you besides one day, if somebody dies, retires, or quits, that you're going to ever move up. And I was like, this is just bullshit. Like, there's no reason this should actually be somebody's life. And it's not the life I wanted to live. I'd had a near-death experience, so I was already kind of awakened to the idea of, I understand how fragile and short and delicate life can be at times, and I just couldn't see myself going through that process.
Yeah. You talked about like leaving your job and you're worried that you might lose it all and it might be taken away. But you're also talking about growing it. And so one of the people that I think we both share as somebody we follow and are inspired by their message is Ed Milet. And he talks about, if you want to like accomplish your big dreams, you need to make them big enough so you can fit the people that you need to be a part of that underneath you. And I think a lot of us forget that. We start thinking like, oh, I only need to make, a few $100,000 a year and I'm going to have it made. And you go, well, I can't do this by myself. I need to bring people on board. And if I don't bring those people on board, raise that bar high enough, I'm just going to be, like you just described, I'm going to be that business owner that's paying people crap wages, treating them like crap, because the next person with no skills can come in and do it. There'll always be, we're not going to really, feed into, these people aren't going to have hopes and dreams and goals that I'm going to participate in. They're just going to be kind of struggling by till they realize they've had enough and leave it. So as you're growing your business, how do you overcome that mental shift of like, hey, did you make your dreams and goals and plans big enough? And how are you keeping from being that person that hires on people that doesn't, how are you differentiating yourself from being that guy that's hiring, and treating their employees crappily and doing a little different? Be the antithesis of what you said you hated.
Yeah. So, sorry. That's my huge vision board that I look at every single time I come in and out of my office every day. I'll sit there and I'll just walk past it, even if it's for 10 seconds, just to look at it, scan it, and just imprint that stuff on my mind, because there's a part of our brain called the reticular activating system that starts to act as a filter for all the bits of information that we receive on a second by second basis. It filters all that information, and it's non-discriminatory at first. It picks up and feeds off of certain elements that we feed it. So if I'm telling it, hey, I want to go out and find these elements to support my life, it's going to go out and find it. Just like like we have those moments of like, man, I really wish I had a general contractor to come and fix my toilet. Now you're going to see all the signs for plumbers all around you, because the brain has started to go out and seek that. So by surrounding myself by people, by reminders of why I'm doing it, what I'm moving towards, it helps with that. But one of the other things that we started doing as I was hiring people was I started asking them, like, what are your goals? And what I found was a majority of people don't have set long-term or even short-term goals for themselves. So one of the weeding processes that we go through in the early stages of hiring people is, can you stick to a plan and achieve small, measurable, obtainable goals? And working through that process. And what we found is that the people that are our A-list players really thrive in that type of goal setting environment. And I know it sounds cheesy and hokey of, oh, set goals and you'll instantly get there. But when it's paired with hard work and learning and constant ongoing personal development, we found that it's really easy to kind of weed out the people that don't belong in our culture. And it's really easy to fit those A-list players into our dream because they see that we're doing the same work that we're asking of them. And because
Hmm.
we're willing to eat our own dog food on everything we're saying and doing, and what I'm personally doing and saying as well, it really bridges that and really combines it well together.
Yeah, I like what you're doing there, and for me, it's kind of combining the vision with the small attainable goals. I think a lot of organizations they get it wrong where they go, "Hey, we need to have these quarterly goals, and we plan them out for like 18 months out," and they're you don't have a strong enough why. Like when it's like a short term goal, like 3 weeks to 3 months, we go, okay, this is a task. This is a to do list. I'm going to accomplish these things. If I accomplish these things, it's whatever they call it, measurable, achievable. There's a timetable, blah, blah, blah. You did it or you didn't, right? But when we start expanding out to like 18 months, things change so much that it's hard to stay on focus on these goals. And then we start missing them. We start losing interest. But when it's a vision, and what I mean by a vision is imagining what your life might be like or your work environment might be like or what the business might feel like to show up every day for work. So if you think about like, hey, I want a physical thing to have happen, it's less likely to occur than when it becomes a vision of what it might like, what that experience looks like, what it feels like if you go, oh, I want to have 20 people working for me and I want to make 10 million bucks this year, it's like, okay, that's all right. But if you're like thinking like, okay, Johnny's going to sit here and Nancy's sitting there, and we're going to have this space, and it's going to be real communal, and people can kind of come in. And we have these great clients, and the clients love working with us, and we've grown their business up to this level. And all of a sudden, you go, okay, to do all these things, like that's about $10 million needs to come in. It's like it's set in this vision that's like back to that vision board you're talking about. It's like, oh, I'm seeing it, I'm experiencing it, I'm smelling it, I'm tasting it. You're getting all those aspects, but it's not just like, oh, here's this thing and it's a number on a piece of paper, and if you don't meet it, it kind of doesn't really have that same why. So I think that's super important. And then there was something else I was going to. Oh, the idea of encouraging other people to set their own goals too. Like I've seen some companies on LinkedIn where they've been huge advocates of people coming and go, hey, we want you to work for us, but we also understand this might be your forever job and this might not be your forever job. And if this isn't going to be your forever job, we want to support you in your growth to your forever job. If you want to go get a side hustle, we encourage that. You want to get some education, we encourage that. You want to go chase the bulls in Papalona and do that, like we're going to encourage it. And what ends up happening is the people love working there. And the people that are staying there are taking the company up further than it ever could go alone on the leader's journey. It's like you're putting more people under that tent. You're making your tent bigger. And the bigger you're making that tent, the bigger everything becomes. And it's like now it feels possible, right? So I love that people are adopting a different strategy towards how they're hiring people and encouraging people to like get in here, fit under this tent, let's raise it up so we can all achieve it. Like if somebody came to you and said, hey, my goal is to make 150,000 bucks this year working for you, you're like, shit, I got some work to do to grow my business to be big enough to help you out with that goal, right? So talking too
No,
much.
it's exactly how we run things. A perfect example: we just hired a full-time content creator, and he has his own business doing content creation. And when we sat down and we're looking at hiring him, the conversation from a few of the people internally were, is he going to steal the clients that we have because he just watched us build an agency and he helped with it? So if he goes and starts his own thing, is he going to run away with our client list and start this? And I was looking at this from other perspectives too, and it's like, man, like that is just not, it's not based on what we're trying to do. We're here to serve and empower people to be their best selves and to operate their own business as if it were our own. And looking at that, it doesn't do us any good to limit his growth and his development, because even if he does, the word of mouth of what we were able to provide and bring to value to him and how we were able to elevate that up were really, really impactful for us as how we wanted to develop leadership. And it's not going to turn out that way because it only elevates and brings that person up. It only brings them back into the fold of word of mouth of saying, hey, these guys actually know what they're talking about and doing. And it's not just a social media front, it's they live and breathe this, right? It's everything they do. So yeah, even though I may go out and start my own thing that's complementary or does very similar things to what you're doing, that's never a direct form of competition because people buy from people more than they buy from a logo or a brand. So
Hmm.
understanding that, it's really powerful, especially in the B2B world, right? Your reputation's everything. Your personal brand on that is everything. And what a massive personal brand move to be able to say, yeah, my personal brand is to inspire and empower all my employees to pass me.
Yeah, that's huge. And I think a lot of people talk about that same thing, like, oh, if I train somebody, they're going to leave and steal my clients. But if you go, your clients aren't necessarily your customer. It's the people that you have interfacing with your customer are your customer. And you make that place so inspiring to be at every day that they would never leave. They're going to attract the best clients, and to work with you is going to help you all out. So I love all that stuff. So I do want to ask you, we're kind of on this theme of like inspiring others to greatness. We're talking about building businesses. So what does it mean for you to be all in on an idea or an outcome?
Yeah, it's a zero option mentality. So that doesn't mean that we're glued and cemented into the way to get there. It means we're going to get there regardless of the obstacles that are thrown at us. Um, I look at it from a space of, I learned a lot of this when I went on my own personal health and wellness journey. I lost a ton of weight in between 2014 and now I'm almost down over 100 pounds. And what I learned from that was there's nobody that's going to step in and do the reps for me. There's no singular plan that's going to get me to where I need to go, but the process and the journey of how we're going to get there is entirely up to my effort and my attitude. And if I stick to those two things and understand that I'm not wavering from my effort or my attitude to get there, then anything is possible for us. So when it's funny because I'll walk into my meetings with my teams and they think I'm crazy when I say, "Oh, we'll will this to happen." We'll just straight up will it to happen because I'm willing to put in the work and the effort and the attitude to get us there. And they look at me and they're like, and it's funny, the first few times we did this, they were taken back like, oh, like, okay, sure, right? And then they started to see the effects of it start to happen. And then when we started saying, hey, this is exactly the outcome we were going for, we just went in a semicircle compared to a straight line to get there. We still got there, man. Life threw those small pitches to pull us in different directions, but we still got to that goal. We willed it to happen. We didn't
Yeah.
we didn't come off of that option that it wasn't going to happen. It's just, hey, there might be detours. You're definitely going to get pushed in directions you didn't expect, but the goal was still there. We still got to that point. So that's
I,
for us, that's all in. I'm all
yeah.
in on the result. The effort and the attitude to get there are all in. It's just the direction and the path might change along the way.
I love that because when you start, you go, hey, I know where we're going. I don't know how we're going to get there. We're going to do it anyways. We're willing to happen. I say this all the time. Like if you start, the answers you need are going to appear. They're going to come into your life. So you say, I don't know somebody that can solve this problem. Guess what? If I start going down this path looking for the answer, I'm going to come across that person, right? And or I'm going to come across the person that knows the person. And so if you don't know, like, hey, we got all the answers in place before we can get going, it's like they'll show up. Just have faith that the answers are going to show up. You're going to make progress. It may take longer, may take shorter, maybe semicircle, maybe straight line, but those things are going to come into your life that you need to have happen. So I love it. Let's talk real quick. Who are your ideal clients you're trying to get connected with? Really, those people where it doesn't feel like work. It's just you're totally in alignment of who you are together as a team, and you're working to build it, lift each other up as big as you could possibly go.
Yeah, I love it. Typically, who we work with are business owners that are past the startup phase and they've had experience with marketing. And typically, they've got a sour taste in their mouth about what a marketing or advertising agency really is. Um, we're the type of people that come into businesses, and typically, the first response that we go with isn't more ad spend, right? We're looking at, okay, has anybody ever walked you through what good copywriting is? Has anybody ever walked you through what a good website's supposed to have and what it's not supposed to have? Looking at your social media profiles, you understand it's something you need to have, but you're flexible on how we get to that end goal, right? So many people are head over heels over one specific platform. This is the one thing because I saw it on a video that this is the way we need to be doing it. Okay, but is that where we can best communicate your message? Is this where you're best going to thrive long term if these platforms start to waver and flip flop on you, like we're seeing right now with Facebook and Twitter, right? If you were all in and you were so concretely invested into this one idea, it's not going to work, because we're going to come to you and say, look, some of this is working, some of this isn't, but this is the direction we're going to go. Hop on my back, hop on my team's back. Oh, you're going to do a little bit of pedaling and kicking too, but I promise you, through hard work and effort, we will get there. So those are my ideal clients, the people with that type of mindset, the people that want to have more of a psychological and neuroscience approach to the way we approach marketing. It's everything for us.
Yeah. So where can people go if they want to get connected with you?
Yeah, our website's a great place, hiddenfallsmedia.com. All of our social media channels are at Hidden Falls Media, or if you want to get directly connected with me, it's at alex.vonderhaar on all social media channels. That's VONDERHAAR. There's 2 A's and 1 R.
Very cool. So all those links are listed here in the show notes, so you can get connected with Alex. Got the LinkedIn scrolling across the bottom here, so definitely connect with him. And if you do reach out to Alex, do have a conversation, let him know you heard of him on the All In podcast with Nate Pale. Alex, thank you so much for coming on and talking about how you can use neurological science to craft a better brand message. Awesome time chatting with you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I have one call to action for your audience, if that's okay.
Oh, of course.
Go make somebody smile today.
Yes, I love it. Take care.
Have a good one.